We are constructive on the Thai baht, as you referenced. Some investors in this part of the world do see it as one of the more favored currencies, at least for Q1 and maybe slightly beyond. Part of that is obviously the revival of tourism story. I know it's been frustrating. We've been talking about this for most of 2023, but slowly but surely Chinese tourists are coming back. We think that this trend will continue at least through the peak tourism season of late Q4, early Q1, as we normally do. But in addition to tourism, there are two other factors that I think do also support the Thai baht. For the Thai balance of payments, energy imports are a big drag, and not just for Thailand, but for Asia in general. I think that's one factor that is going to play to our favor over the next several months, which is the continued downtrend in energy prices, or at least stabilization at a level quite a bit below what we saw for most of 2023. And in addition, for the Thai baht in particular, the recent strength in gold prices comes as a bit of a blessing, because we know that there is a strong correlation between higher gold prices and a stronger baht as gold holdings of Thai residents are liquidated and those proceeds are repatriated back onshore. So for those reasons, I think at least for now and maybe through early Q1, Thai baht is a currency that we want to play from the long side.
Arindam, this is JP. When you look at the Thai baht, it was one of those underperformers in the region also. And usually when you see a weaker baht, it tends to play in favor or plays favorably towards these tourists that are very important to the Thai economy. But as we mentioned, despite the Thai baht's weakness, we saw a sluggish recovery in terms of tourist arrivals to Thailand. The concern now is if we start to see the Thai baht start to strengthen, could that have a significant drag on this tourism recovery that we're seeing happen belatedly in Thailand? Or is this something that perhaps won't weigh so much on the Thai baht, on the tourism recovery and also on the baht's overall fortunes?
My sense is that the tourism recovery that Thailand is seeing right now, or rather the frustrations on the tourism recovery so far, has been less a function of Thai baht pricing. It's been more a function of the demand drags emanating out of China. It's got something also to do with worries around higher cost of living in Europe, and we know that European tourist arrivals also constitute a good size, good fraction of the total tourist arrivals these days, particularly when you take into account the difference in the quality of tourist spend across those two blocks. We know that the per capita spending of European tourists is quite a bit higher than those from China, and if you have these fundamental sort of demand drags on both sides, I think that's a bigger role in terms of why we've been seeing these frustrations on the tourism side. Our hope is that as inflation comes off in Europe and globally over the next 12 months, then some of these cost of living drags will start to abate. Sentiment in China is going to take higher through most of 24 as the government puts in more fiscal efforts, and through a combination of these, we are going to get, even if not a high octane recovery, at least some sort of a recovery in tourist arrivals. At least that's our hope.